Hi guys, John with you again. As you can see, I have the whole thing together. Just put it together, I suppose, what do they call it? For shits and giggles. Just to see what the whole thing looks like and, kind of progression, and wanted to put it together, things like that. But as you can see from the base colour down now, you can see this. There we go. You can see that it's all out of focus, but you can see now that the that colour variation it definitely worked. Okay, the pre-shading. Hold on a second. Now I sort of get the light a little bit better. Oh, a little bit too bright, a little bit too dark. Freaking hell. Right. Okay. No, it is pretty light. Which is the way I want it, because if you go too dark with the colour and then kind of proceed then with the gloss coats, weathering, things like that, all it's going to do is just get darker and darker and darker. So if you put your main colour nice and light, but not too light, but nice and light, but as you go on then with the various processes you're going to do after that, it's going to darken it up then to the colour that you actually wanted, the final colour. At the moment it's at, shall we say, the still early stages. But you can see here now, remember those little separate panels that I had lightened off, that extra little bit. And you can see sort of little areas around it. Down here now it's darker, a little bit lighter. Same here now on that, darker around there, but still, lighter in the centre. And the same goes then for the top of the vehicle. Okay. Now, let's see, can I get a better angle of that, and better viewage? There we go. Okay. You can see that the pre-shading really makes a difference. Now, you don't want it to be too stark. Okay, that's the problem I have done in the past. I've made it that the darker sections are just, they stick out like a sore frickin' thumb. You want it to be subtle. Okay, and as you can see, the centre of that panel there, the centre of the panels is a little bit lighter than the outsides of them. Okay, what you want is that just subtle changes on it. Same here now at the front. Okay, see it there on the sides. Just a shade darker, and the centre is just, you can see the kind of the blackness coming through, little things like that, and that's what you want. That's the effect that I was going for anyway, shall we say, right? So we just move the turret around, just sort of show these back panels. Same idea here, okay, on the back panels, right? You can see the different light and dark. Okay. So, I'm happy with that. Okay, I got the effect that I wanted to get with it. Right? So, next step now is the detail painting. Okay? Now, the detail painting, you say to yourself, there can't be that much detail painting because everything is going to be basically the same colour. But on the insides of these here, these little panels, you can see that extra little ridge just there, right? You can see it there. It's like a little pad on the insides of each of those, right? Those pads are black, and the only reason I know that is there's a great video on YouTube if you actually go looking through it, and it shows I'd say whether they're recruits or they're tankers learning the new techniques or whatever, because it shows guys from say the manufacturer mixed in with, say, soldiers, and they're putting in these panels. Okay, they expose the ERA panels, and they're putting on these plates. Okay, I don't really know what you call them. We'll call them plates, right? They're putting them in, and they're popping them on, and they're showing all the attachments of them, and you can see on the inside of the plates that these little, it's a little kind of a black kind of panel on them. Right. Also on the back here, right, I think it's these two. I'll have to double check that. That whole area there is black. Right. And then we get onto the turret. They're the same then again with our little tiles here. Okay. And on the machine guns then as well. And I just got to do a little bit more research then on these air cleaners and see if they sort of would they be darker or lighter than the main colour on the vehicle, because you'd make them just stand out that little bit better. If they were supposed to be darker, now what I do is I literally hand paint them with the dark yellow. Now remember, because I started off with the main colour, put it on really light, so therefore if I want to get it darker, I'll just hand paint it and make it darker by basically just adding more of the same colour, and it'll look as if it's a separate item and they're all painted separately rather than all on together. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do the detail painting on them, and we'll see what it looks like after that. After that then it'll be just a case of gloss coating and putting on the few decals, and then we're into the weathering stages of it. So I'll go on ahead and I'll get stuck in with that. Okay. A couple of other little areas. I know for a fact, like this identification panel here at the back, I want that to be a little bit darker than what it is. So therefore I'm going to kind of hand paint that in. I might even sort of try and darken it up and even just a little bit again, just to make it the same colour ish. There's a big ish there, as in I want it the same kind of base colour but just slightly darker than the actual vehicle, so therefore when the whole thing is weathered and everything else, these little things stick out that little bit more. It's kind of hard to describe what I'm trying to do, but what you want is you want things to stick out, not everything just to blend in together. And you want differences, but subtle differences. Nothing stark, nothing sort of that sticks out like a sore thumb. But when you look at that individual piece, it just looks slightly different than other things beside it. That's the easiest way to describe it. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Another short update. Love all these little short updates, like I said before. And we'll get the detail painting done. We'll come back then, we'll have a look at that. And then it'll be gloss coat and decals, and after that then it's just the weathering, the last little bits of weathering on it, which will be really just kind of an overall light wash, which will highlight certain panels with pin washes going into all the creases and crevices, and you know, like I said, I don't want it too much weathering on it, because I wanted to kind of look pretty fresh. And anyway, these vehicles were kept pretty fresh, and with all the TUSK 2 on them, they are only a recent addition, so therefore they're not going to get you're not going to get it you know, all scraped and badly damaged. You might have one or two out there that are in that condition, but in general, you know what I mean, when they come back after an exercise, they're well cleaned, and I've been well informed that even sort of, just say this panel here gets pretty grotty, shall we say, and scraped up and everything else, they're literally repainted. Simple as that. They're just literally repainted, you know, taken back, cleaned up and everything else, and scratches are kind of filled in just to make it look kind of parade fresh all over again. So I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Any comments, stick them in the comments box below, and don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified as soon as I upload another video, and we can continue on looking at the progression of this lovely academy kit of the M1A2 V2 TUSK 2 Abrams. Okay, so like I always say, lads, don't buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. Okay, enjoy it, because that's what it's all about.